What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka vypermajik, and today I'm taking down Crota. Now, this was my first time getting into this area, and I was very thankful that I had a couple people on the forums and a couple of my YouTube followers jump in and give me a hand, and I think that is awesome. So thank everyone so much for this, and I'm happy to say that the community is not as toxic as people make it out to be. People were very friendly and helpful in this, and we died a couple times. We actually took us to 3 or 4 tries to finish off Crota, and this was just on normal. We're all pretty high geared, mixture between 31s and 32s. But to go through it and to get 6 people together and to coordinate this to make this happen was really special to me, and I was very happy I got to be a part of it. And actually, since this video is recorded, I actually did Vault of Glass right before this, so we just basically did endgame for about 5 hours Saturday night. I've already gone back and trying to, with other people who didn't get to play in the group, kind of showing them the ropes too a little bit. So it's good that that community is healthy. So that's my love letter to the Destiny community. Don't be toxic because obviously everyone wins this way. So with that said, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the background and my experience and takeaway of it. As a whole, I have to say that the raid mechanics are extremely different than what happens in the single player. And, most of the single player involves going over to some computer terminal or some location and having Dinklebot program or hack something while you stand there and basically don't die for 3 or 4 waves worth of enemies. Obviously, the strikes, you have, kind of like mini bosses, and then you work your way up to like a bigger boss. And the mechanics, though, are pretty straightforward. There's really not too much in terms of, stand here, don't stand here, shoot now, don't shoot now. It's pretty much just grab your biggest gun and just go to town. Obviously, there's always ads in every little area, and that's what drops ammo for you to continue. But that's nothing different than anything else in the regular game. So that's pretty standard. But when you get to the raids, that is when the gameplay changes significantly. And I have to say I'm a little disappointed that the folks over at Bungie couldn't have incorporated more of these elements into the core gameplay, because they're freaking incredibly amazing. Outside of the Sword of Crota level itself, where you actually get to go into the temple and grab the sword and mow dudes down, there's really not a lot in terms of diversity. That's the only mission I can really think of that stands out, that's something so different than everything else we've done. So when you go into a raid for the first time, boy, is it a real culture shock. And learning what exactly is going on and what you're supposed to do, it takes a lot of patience by other people, which was why I was so appreciative to all the other team members who kind of walked me through this. The first and foremost, you see we're passing around this thing called the Chalice of Light. And you'll notice that we all have the debuff on the presence of Crota. I'm sorry. And what Presence of Crota does is it prohibits you from healing on your own. So my shields are full right now, so you're not going to really see anything from me. But if I got hurt, my shields would not regenerate. I actually have to go grab that chalice, and you could see the guy with the little glowing thing on his head. Basically, just take it from him, and that's what gives you shields. So it's a neat little mechanic on top of everything else that's going on that you kind of have to huddle together. And if you get low on health, you need to basically, steal the chalice from your buddy and say, okay, I need it to get my health back. On the hard mode, this was on normal, but on hard mode, when people die, they stay dead throughout. There's no revives. So that gameplay mechanic even takes another level of intensity, and I think that's really cool. There's a lot of coordination that goes on in raids that doesn't normally happen in strikes. I mean, strikes obviously kind of fan out, and you'll revive your teammates when they drop or that sort of thing. But for the most part, everyone's just shooting and doing their own thing. On raids, it's very different. So on this particular final raid, we've gotten to Crota, and we're standing over here, and there's a sword bearer below us. I don't really get close enough to see him die. I kind of played a little too defensively here, but we got through it. Someone steals the sword, and then they will run over to Crota, and then we will all get ready, and then we'll coordinate our attacks and all hit him at once. The sword bearer will go to town, we'll start hitting, drop his shields, and try to burn this dude down as fast as we can. And the real skilled players can do it in like 2 swords is what they call it. And we actually did it in 2 swords, probably no thanks to me, although Icebreaker was doing most of the work here. But to be able to go through that and you know, coordinate that, it's very different. It's very different than anything I've done. It would have been nice, as I said, if this could be included in some of the core gameplay, and I hope that the folks at Bungie take that to heart when they continue to expand the next iteration of this game, to realize that, hey, maybe we need to, you know, step up our regular gameplay. And I understand raids are supposed to be exclusive and different, that sort of thing. So, anyways, I have to say that to me, Crota was a lot easier than Vault of Glass, and I'll be doing a separate video on that again soon. Here I'm just going through my inventory and checking out my loot. I was fortunate enough to get a really cool new legendary machine gun, the Song of Ir-Yut. I'm probably pronouncing that horribly wrong. What machine gun's so cool is that it actually will penetrate the knight's walls. So when a knight, if you're fighting a knight, they'll put up that like force field. You have to wait a few seconds. When you build up this machine gun, you actually can penetrate through those walls. And I can't tell you the number of times when I'm going through like an on-the-go run, and you'll have a knight up in the front, and he's blocking the walls for everybody else. And to be able to blow through all that is going to be really cool. So I'm very excited to level that up. I haven't had a chance to put it into action yet. I just recorded this video about a night ago. So I haven't had a chance to completely level it up. I also got a nice new piece of chest armor, which I replaced with my Iron Banner rank 4 armor, and my friend Sydney got this really slick shotgun called Swordbreaker, which is just pretty much a run-of-the-mill shotgun. I mean, it does regenerate grenades a little bit faster, but as a shotgun guy, I mean, I think that thing is so sexy. So good for him. Other people got a combination of just regular shards or energy, which is kind of a booby prize, but everybody gets something. And also everybody gets you know, crap ton of glimmer and experience and all that good stuff, just the standard stuff. It's kind of weird, though. After this was over, we all just stood around waiting for something to happen. And it was about another 5 or 10 minutes before it actually officially ended. There's no talking going on in the background other than our just chatter in the bottom right, where we're all, you know, screaming in the microphone how excited we are to do it. Mostly me, actually, because most of the other guys are vets. But we were just talking about, you know, what we could have done differently or whatever. But there's no voiceover, there's like narration or anything of like, hey, good job. There's no cutscene at the end, hey, you beat Crota, whatever. So that was kind of a hollow experience in that sense. I mean, you did build a whole set of DLC around this, you know, this guy, and basically we went to his house and kicked his ass. I mean, you'd think I get to see a video of some sort. Now, I will agree, and I think most will agree, that the final video at the end of Destiny is pretty corny, where everybody's like standing there clapping, and somebody made a really funny spoof video of that woman. I don't even know her name. That's how insignificant she was to me, but that woman Guardian, basically like, Guardian, there's other worlds out there, and somebody replaced everything with the PlayStation Store DLC, which I thought was hysterical. So you've probably seen that around, but you didn't even get any of that. It was just kind of like, hey, you beat Crota, now run around for 3 minutes like an idiot and do nothing and wait for, you know, something cool to happen. And by the way, it doesn't. So fun, really, really fun. Like I said, I love the game mechanics and all the experience that I had with this. Now that I've gotten through it, I'll probably start tackling hard mode here before too long. I do have enough gear now that will put me over light level 32 once I get enough reputation. Or once I unlock the rest of the chest piece. It still needs a little bit of TLC to get there. And some of the crafting materials actually can only be obtained by completing the raid, which I think is actually kind of cool. So you have to kind of go in and do it more than once to prove that, you know, you can get it done. So as always, thanks for watching. Great time on this game. I was against it for a while. I kind of got burnt out, but I'm definitely back in full force, and seeing all these cool exotics and legendary guns that are out there makes me want to collect them all and try them all out. Looking forward to what comes next. This was a great break from the Iron Banner grinding I did. I finally deep grinded through that. I have another video I'll be posting here in the near future showing my thoughts and my trials and tribulations as I grinded all the way through level 5, actually, just because why not? And it was a great time. But going off and playing with some random people and making some great friends out of it, that's what this is all about. So as always, I want to thank everybody for watching my video today. Please do me a favor and comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think about the ending. How horribly did I do on Crota? I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and until next raid, I will see you guys on the other side.